Okay, so I think the last thing we really have to cover is our most anticipated games of 2018.
Yeah, you do your list first.
See, man, I told you before we started this, I had to like rearrange it, and
You want me to go first?
you can.
You okay. Games of 2018, and I'm most hyped and like most anticipated and hyped for. Okay, Spider-Man or Spidey 2018 or Insomniac Spider-Man. Um, I don't even need to say nothing about this because we haven't had a good Spider-Man game since two, or actually not since two. I want to say since
People
Web
said three was good.
three was good. Did
That's what
I?
I heard. I mean, I heard it was a
It was decent. It was decent to pass, but actually, no. The last good one was Web of Shadows. Web of Shadows was the last good one. After that, it's just nothing but a landslide of BS and just salt of salty BS. So yeah, there's that, and yeah, never played the amazing games. Okay, I've already ranted on that.
I heard those things were hot garbage.
I played them. I played both of them. I played both of them.
I was so hoping that one of them would be good.
Oh God, I made a rant on two. You can go look that up in my archives. So yeah, I afraid did Insomniac really did their research, and from what we've seen so far, it really does look good. And above all, I hope it isn't just a bunch of set pieces that they just set up for like trailer purposes, because I'm gonna be really mad. I'm gonna be really
People are
mad.
so scared that it's gonna be just a bunch of quick time events.
Yeah,
Already said that it's not gonna be like that. They said the only reason they were doing a lot of that stuff, the only reason they had it set up that way is because for one thing, you can't. It's gonna be hard for you to do some of the things that Spidey does. Like it would be hard for them to kind of have the player do that. The only way they could really think of doing it is to do like quick time events.
this is true.
I mean, doesn't some of the Arkham games have like quick time events?
Yeah,
And you got to play as Batman for the majority of the game. They didn't take control away from you 24/7. So I think it's gonna be something like that.
okay, yeah, okay. I see your point.
I think people just calm down. This Insomniac. I think we can kind of trust them.
I can especially trust him, except for the Ratchet and Clank reboot. Why didn't you just make it remaster the first game? The actual first game ran over. I could rant on that all day. I could really rant on that all day
I
because
still have not played that.
they should have just remade the first game and not remade it from the movie, because the movie being there just ruined it. And we didn't get all the planets, so that's another thing. Anyway, games list. Psychonauts 2. I have been waiting for this for years. I never thought this would even be a
I totally
thing.
forgot that was coming out. I'm gonna be honest.
I know. I'm not surprised because it's been really under radar, and they've been like shooting out like videos of it being made like not a lot, but it exists, and I've seen gameplay of it. I'm like, oh God, please finish this. Please finish this. And I played Psychonauts way too many times in my lifetime to like know this needs to be a thing. Like, you can't fuck with this anymore. This needs to happen. I wish it could have sold well back then, so we already would have had it to, and we probably would be at 3 at this point, but that's not the case. So
I never liked the art style of that game. I'm gonna be honest.
I did, just because it was just looked
Weird.
it just looked weird and it looked like a more janky version of Invader Zim to me. But I liked it. 3, Dragon Ball FighterZ. I don't really need to explain anything for this, do I?
Nah.
Okay. Number 4, God of War 4. It's God of War 4. I don't care what anyone says. It's God of War 4. Whatever it doesn't have 4 in the title, but given what we've seen from so far, this takes place after 3. And Kratos has a beard. I don't need to say anything else. My only hope for this is to not end up like The Last of Us.
I was about to mention that.
I don't
Everyone's
want.
like, is this The Last of Us with Kratos in it?
This is like Dad of War. This has become Dad of War. I don't want this to be a Last of Us clone. I don't. That's my only like gripe about it. I want to say that's my only like gripe about it. I don't want it to be Last of Us clone because it's just like, oh, you walk here, then set piece of action, and then just like, okay, you know how to Last of Us. I don't need to explain this. Okay, I don't. Okay, don't be like The Last of Us. Number 5, Code Vein. It's basically anime Dark Souls. Do I even need to explain this? It's anime Dark Souls.
A lot of people saying it's too edgy.
Oh, your mom's is edgy, okay? I'm so tired of this edgy shit. Everything is edgy. Everything is edgy to edgy, okay?
Anime edgelord.
We already got that. We already got enough of that already, okay? Number 6, No More Heroes Travis Strikes Again, or No More Heroes Dose or 3. I don't know where this ends up. I think it takes place
before. I think it takes place after the first game.
It does. It does. I actually did research.
So it's actually like 1.5.
It's technically 1.5, but
at least you get to play that now.
Yeah, but Suda51 doesn't like No More Heroes 2, so I'm guessing this is technically 2 now. So yeah, I get to play this now, and this Nintendo game is on my list. I don't know how long has it been since, like 10, 20 years, 10, 15 years since that's happened.
Shin Megami Tensei.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Oh god, those are hard as balls. That's the thing. Do I really want to like?
I honestly want to play that more than I want to play Persona, just because there's just less. It seems like there might be less talking in that.
Yeah, that's the only thing with you is just the talking.
Just like if Morgana would shut the heck up, if everyone just shut the heck up, just let me play the game.
Okay, number 7. I'm probably gonna get an eye roll from you on this one, but and me and myself, because I was like rolling my eyes at just the thought of me even liking anything David Cage related after Beyond Two Souls. Detroit Become Human, because simple fact of the matter, it actually looks like he actually put some effort into this time. So I'll probably wait till this is on discounted price, but I'm actually excited to actually play this. I'll wait till discount price though. Number 8, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh god.
Here we go. I have one thing to say about this. Rockstar, after what you've done to Leslie Bennis and after what you've done to GTA Online, I fear for this game's future. I fear that they're
I'm
just
already telling you. Well, go ahead, say what you're gonna say.
I fear
what I'm gonna say.
I fear for this game's future just from how they've done GTA 5, how they've done that game dirty, and just like the story, just all the story that we're gonna get, and then nothing else is gonna come from it, because they did say that GTA 5 would have DLC. They did. They say they would have story DLC, but after how well GTA Online did, no story DLC, because GTA Online is just easier to make. I get it.
That, and it made a boatload of money.
But so did Lost and Damned, and so did Ballad of Gay Tony.
But the DLC would probably, like, you gotta think about it this way: the online is gonna make them more money in the long run than what the story DLC ever would, especially when it comes to basically them trying to make it. Would cost them even more to make that than it would online content.
Yeah, but don't promise something if you're not going to deliver. And they did say that they would. I'm just
saying. Things change, and
shark card money talks. So yeah, I get that too.
I mean, that's going to be how Red Dead Redemption is. That's have online like that.
Yeah, and the online wasn't even that like all that in.
But people the thing is, people are still playing it.
Oh my god, you're right. Oh,
and I don't know how.
PC. You
could probably bootleg it. Well, then again, never mind. I honestly don't think anybody bootlegs that game, because it's always on the top of that like MPD list, like every week, every month or whatever.
True. Okay. Yeah. So I fear like I'm happy for just the fact that Red Dead Redemption 2 is even a thing, but at the same time, after what they've done to GT Online, I'm like, no, no, man, no. They're gonna ruin it. They're gonna ruin it like 5. They're gonna ruin it like 5. So there's that. Um, Okay, number 9, Days Gone. Yeah, another zombie game, which is why it's so low. I
What?
think
You never played a zombie game?
Shut up. You're talking to the person. You're talking to the person who's played all Dead Rising. Okay, every single Dead Rising game except for the Wii version because that version was ass. And no, I'm getting withdrawal on zombies now. I'm getting that fatigue. That's exactly what my problem was with Walking Dead this year. Surprisingly, I'm hitting zombie fatigue. And I see Days Gone, I see all these bunch of zombies on screen and how you can deal with them. I'm like, okay, I want to play this. So, yeah. And the main character looks like a mixture of James Franco and fucking Starkiller from Force Unleashed. So there's that.
Oh God.
I think I think that is Starkiller's voice actor who's playing it. I believe that's the same it's the same voice actor from Force Unleashed, actually. So there's that. And number 10, Nino Kuni 2 is another RPG. Surprisingly, I have not played the first one, but I hear the first one's going to be included with this one, so I think I can go back and forth.
Oh, it is?
I think they're going to do it. They're going to have to because this is like it's finally going to be a thing, and it's like, you know how many delays this game has had? I think this thing has had like
I only got delayed twice.
I think it had like 4 delays.
Oh,
I think.
bad.
It's been delayed so many times. It's supposed to come out like twice this year.
Oh
alone.
yeah, that's right. They delayed it again until March 2018.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, we need the first game, so I think they're gonna include it with.
Honestly, I wish
one.
Honestly, I wish that this one had like the familiars in the first game because it was more like Pokemon.
Yeah.
And as soon as I saw the gameplay for it, and it's like they have it more like it's like Pikmin, like the little Pikmin from the Pikmin series. I'm like, okay, this looks whack to me. I don't know, you know.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot when it comes out. So, and especially if the first game's included with it too. But yeah, that's why it's kind of like at number 10.
If they remaster the first game and like sell it separate, I might pick the first one up. Maybe.
Like, they really need to do what South Park did. Like Fractured Butthole came with Stick of Truth, and that was remastered. So, ain't like that was hard to do. It ain't like that was so hard to do, but it included the first game with the second game. So they need to do something like that. So yeah, that's my list. So give me yours.
Well, you might actually be surprised by this list. Now,
oh Lord,
I told you that I had to switch some things around. I wasn't too sure about this being my number 10. My number 10 game is going to be No More Heroes. And I'm not too sure about it for two reasons.
You have that much of a No More Hero mark, like me. So, there's
well,
that.
With No More Heroes, first of all, if I get No More Heroes, I got to play it on the Switch. And I'm not sure if I want to actually really touch that thing. Second reason is, I have a love-hate relationship with it because I don't know if it's gonna be more like what Paradise was. That was the name of the remake on the PS3, right? The one that included, I think like it just included like the first game or whatever. But I don't know if it's gonna be more like that because from what they have like put out when it comes to like press statements and stuff, it seems like it's gonna be more of a kind of stopgap game. And they mentioned like they're gonna have like references to like indie games and like retro games and stuff. Like I'm very so on this game, and that's why I gotta like put it on my number 10 slot.
I get it. I get you.
And for my number 9 slot is surprisingly Detroit Become Human. I
Woo!
I'm
Wow.
not a big fan of those heavy rain type of games and stuff.
Those David
I
Cage
played
type
heavy
games.
rain. I was like, I feel like those games aren't really worth $60. They are kind of worth $60, and they're not. They're worth $60 in the sense that they're kind of like blockbuster games. They're like, you can really tell that they put a lot of time, money, and energy into it.
Mm-hmm.
But it just seemed like the way that you control the characters and stuff. If you could just control the characters in a regular way and it didn't have all these gimmicks to it, I can kind of lean into that more. I can kind of get into that more. But the way that they have it in the game is where you can like choose these different outcomes, and these situations can kind of play out differently. I can kind of see myself getting into that game, and if I get it, like you said, I can buy it on a discount, and I think I'll kind of get my money's worth out of it if like I buy it for like $20 or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
For number 8 is Dragon Quest 11. Uh, the last Dragon Quest game I bought was Dragon Quest 8. That was like in I want to say 2006, 2007. Was very disappointed in Dragon Quest 8. I grew up with Dragon Warrior, the Dragon Warrior franchise, which they started calling it Dragon Quest in the West. I want to say like I think they started going by the name of Dragon Quest when Dragon Quest 8 actually came out. But Dragon Quest 11, this is like the first Dragon Quest game that we're getting on the console in years, and so I definitely want to support it, and I definitely want to play it and actually beat it, because honestly, I have never beat like traditional like Dragon Quest game, so I definitely want to kind of try that out.
Okay. All right.
Number 7 is Left Alive. Now we don't know too much about Left Alive. Left Alive, I think it has some people that have worked on games like Armored Core, Metal Gear Solid, and this tactical robot game. I can't remember the name of it. I think it's called Front Mission or something like that. But they got a lot of people that have been involved with like big franchises or beloved franchises, and actually, I think that this game is supposed to be within the Front Mission series, but it's more going to be like a shooter instead of like a tactical game. And it looks interesting. It looks like Metal Gear Solid, to be honest. This looks like it looks like Metal Gear Solid. That's the best way I can kind of sell if I was going to sell somebody on it. It's like Metal Gear Solid. Hopefully, hopefully it isn't like the last Metal Gear that came out, in which it's like it's not completely done. Like hopefully it's not that situation.
Might have to actually look this up. Okay.
Okay, so number 6 is gonna be Mega Man 11.
Oh,
Mega Man.
right.
I don't even really think I have to say much about this. I mean, we all about Mega Man was dead before this year.
Yep.
So Mega Man 11, I had to put that on the list. I'm getting that day one, and there might be some people that are kind of turned off about the graphics, the way that it looks. But I personally prefer that over Capcom going for nostalgia and making it like retro, 8-bit or 16-bit or whatever. I prefer this style, and Mega Man 11 looks pretty cool. Code Vein is probably gonna be the first Dark Souls style game that I actually buy at $60. That trailer that they put out a few weeks ago sold me on it completely. I don't know if it's because of like the rock song that was in the trailer. I was like, oh my god, they got rock music, they got anime, and they got these cool looking like character designs. I definitely want to try it out. It looks pretty fun.
Yeah, that's an instant sell for me. Like that's an instant buy for me if you like utilize like your trailers properly. So yeah, I see what you mean.
The game getting a lot of hate from people.
I know.
People that really, I guess, hate anime and stuff like that. I kind of try to just ignore those people.
Yeah, just go about your day, man.
So number 4 is going to be Days Gone. Zombie games. Here's the thing. I want to say like the last zombie game I played besides Evil Within 2. Like it's been a long time. Like I usually like space myself out when it comes to these zombie games. So I'm not really burnt out on them, to be honest. I just hate seeing too much of it, but I haven't really played a lot of it, so I'm not really burnt out on it. This does kind of look like, and this might just be an issue with Sony games in general now. Days Gone looks a lot like The Last of Us. It really does.
It does.
Like when they first announced this, and they didn't announce The Last of Us, The Last of Us 2. You could have fooled me by just telling me, oh, this is The Last of Us 2 featuring another character, at a different place, because that's what it kind of reminds me of. But from what they showed at E3 this year, it looks pretty good, and I think that this game is coming out 2018 definitely.
Yeah, I hope so.
Spider-Man, I don't really think I need to say too much about Spider-Man. Been waiting on that game. Just been waiting on it for a while, so can't wait to get into Spider-Man. God of War, I don't even think I have to talk about this one either.
No, you don't.
With that God of War footage that they showed at PSX, they showed that I think they really did. They had to have looked at what Hellblade did. With Hellblade, if you played the game before, the voices in your head, they're telling you to look out and dodge and stuff, because the way the camera is, you can't really see in back of you. So in God of War, the Kratos' son pretty much serves that same kind of function. And so I like what I've seen when it comes to the combat. I just hope that we get to see a little bit more before the game releases. And number one is going to be Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Yeah.
I don't even have to really say too much about this. I can't wait to play this game, and I really hope that I'm able to really like get into it as a fighting game, because it's been times where like I wanted to really get into a fighting game, but I give up halfway through. I really want to kind of get into something. I definitely couldn't get into Marvel vs. Capcom because the way that crap was. So hopefully Dragon Ball FighterZ, it looks to be a very good game. Arc system works. They make good fighting games, so that's definitely number one on my list.
So okay, your list is not. I agree with most of your lists on this one. Yeah, not that bad of a list actually.